Bible Stories time. Welcome. The Bible story of Enoch, a journey of faith. Bible story based on the life of Enoch, focusing on his deep faith, his close relationship with God, and the remarkable testimony of his life. This story is inspired by Genesis 5:21-24 and other scriptures, designed to be engaging and insightful. In the days when the earth was young and men lived for centuries, the world was filled with both greatness and wickedness. Yet among them, one man stood apart, his heart set not on earthly things, but on walking with God. His name was Enoch. The birth of Enoch. Location: Enoch's home in the land of Seth. Enoch is born to Jared and his wife, the seventh generation from Adam. His family is blessed by God, and he grows up hearing the stories of God's creation and the first humans. Enoch's heart is tender towards God from an early age. Enoch's parents, filled with joy, name him Enoch, meaning dedicated. As he grows, he learns about the fall of Adam and the promise of redemption. He begins to feel a special calling in his life. Enoch's spiritual awakening. Location: a quiet, secluded place in the fields. Enoch, now an adult, experiences a deep spiritual awakening. As he meditates on the world around him, he feels a pull towards a closer walk with God. He decides to seek God diligently and develop an intimate relationship with him. Enoch makes a personal decision to walk with God, separating himself from the ways of the world. His heart is filled with awe and reverence as he prays and worships, becoming known for his righteousness. Enoch's walk with God. Location: Enoch's home and the surrounding areas. Enoch begins to walk closely with God. He lives a life marked by obedience, humility, and constant communication with God. He finds joy in God's presence and seeks to please him in all things. God delights in Enoch's faithfulness, and Enoch's life becomes a testimony of what it means to walk blamelessly before God. His relationship with God is so close that it's as though he's in constant fellowship with the Creator. Enoch's prophecy. Location: the mountaintop overlooking the city. Enoch begins to receive visions and prophecies from God. In a prophetic moment, he declares a message about the coming judgment and the return of the righteous to God. Enoch speaks to the people, warning them of God's judgment on the wicked and encouraging them to repent and seek righteousness. His prophetic words echo in the hearts of those around him. Enoch and his son Methuselah. Enoch's son, Methuselah, is born when Enoch is 187 years old. Enoch is overjoyed and continues to walk closely with God. He teaches his son the ways of the Lord, imparting wisdom about the importance of living righteously. Enoch loves Methuselah deeply and nurtures him in the fear of the Lord. The birth of his son serves as a reminder of God's faithfulness and the covenant he has made with humanity. Enoch teaches his son to seek God's will. Enoch's faithfulness and influence. Location: a gathering of people in the city. Enoch's life begins to influence those around him. People from all walks of life are drawn to his testimony and his faithfulness to God. He becomes a light to those who are seeking a deeper relationship with the Lord. Enoch shares the goodness of God with everyone, his words and actions pointing to the glory of the Creator. He lives a life that reflects his belief in God, inspiring others to turn from their wicked ways and follow God. God's favor upon Enoch. Location: a quiet, peaceful place by a river. One day, God speaks to Enoch, telling him that his life has been pleasing in his sight. God tells him that he will take Enoch away, as he has walked so closely with him. This is a moment of divine favor and reward. Enoch receives the most incredible promise. God will take him to be with him, Enoch, humbled and overwhelmed by God's grace, prepares to leave behind his earthly life. He knows that he will never taste death, but will walk directly into the presence of God. Enoch's departure location: a quiet, peaceful valley. Enoch, now 365 years old, is taken up by God. In a miraculous event, Enoch is no more, for God has taken him without him experiencing death. Enoch's departure is a divine mystery. As he walks in the cool of the day, he is suddenly taken into the heavenly realm. Those around him are left in awe, witnessing a man's life fully devoted to God being rewarded in such an extraordinary way. The legacy of Enoch. Location: the community gathered in reverence. Though Enoch is no longer among them, his legacy continues to inspire those who knew him. His life becomes a living testimony of what it means to walk with God, and people remember his faithfulness. Enoch's descendants, especially Methuselah, continue to honor his name and live according to the teachings Enoch passed down to them. His life serves as a beacon of hope, encouraging others to live righteously and trust in God's promises. Enoch's testimony in the New Testament. Location: early Christian church. In the New Testament, the Apostle Jude references Enoch's prophecy and his life, reinforcing his role as a prophet and a man who walked faithfully with God. Jude speaks of Enoch's prophecy about the coming of the Lord, reinforcing the idea that Enoch's life was marked by both prophetic insight and personal holiness. His example of faith continues to inspire believers to walk faithfully in their relationship with God. End of the story. The faith of Enoch. Enoch's life leaves behind an incredible legacy of faith, obedience, and trust in God. His story continues to speak to us today, showing that walking with God leads to divine favor and eternal rewards. And though his body was gone, his legacy remained, a story of faith, a life of devotion, and a truth that echoed through the generations. Those who walk with God will never walk alone. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more.